If you are not including Instagram stories in your content strategy, then you are making a huge mistake. Although stories are short in duration, they're more than just temporary photos and videos. They're a way for you to captivate and engage your audience. Many brands and professionals are revolutionizing this format. So drop the excuses of not posting consistent stories or not posting at all. I'm here to give you 5 tips on how to succeed with your Instagram stories. Tip number 1, experiment with your stories. The first piece of advice I have for you is to be on top of your game and bring your creativity. It's not enough to just take a picture and post it. You have to be creative to stand out among the crowd. Try talking directly to the camera to generate closeness with your community. It should feel like you're talking to a friend. You can use templates to create personalized stories, or you can take snippets from your YouTube video to create hype for your content. Another great idea is to create a series of stories in which you use all of the Instagram story options like GIFs, polls, question stickers. I actually have a great example here from Juan Galan. His Instagram is at IG Creator Academy, and he does this a lot where he will utilize different options within stories. He does a lot of questions, he does a lot of polls, he does the slider option, and this generates interactions for his stories, making people more involved and wanting to see more. What is the result of this? A series of stories that generate interaction and hook his followers in. By keeping them hooked, they are not eager to move on to the stories of other users as well. Tip number 2, stickers should be your best friend. Instagram has many different types of stickers to encourage interaction among users, and like we said in the Instagram algorithm video, you should be doing this so that you appear in the first stories among your followers. So what's the key to using them to your advantage? It's to encourage participation. Use the question sticker, use the multiple choice questionnaire to create some excitement. An example could be that if you have a podcast, you can pixelate the image on your story and then add a sticker to have your users guess who the next guest will be. Tip number 3 is to turn your followers into protagonists. That way that you can make them participate in the stories that you upload. There are actually several ways to do this, but the most common and useful way to do it is by sharing your user mentions in your stories. By them seeing the repost, they will feel closer to you and be more encouraged to interact. This will help them feel important in your community. Another thing that you could do is you could share the answers that people submitted from your question sticker. Here you have a win-win because first, you're making your users feel valued because you're answering the questions that they submitted. Second, you're generating more interaction by answering those questions. And third, because you have content for your stories. Tip number 4 is going to be to highlight your best stories. Have you created a series of stories that are going to be relevant past the 24-hour mark? If you have, you can easily make these into a story highlight. For story highlights, I would always include content that is evergreen or otherwise do not expire. This is so that they can stay relevant for longer and you can keep them up in those stories. This could be things like presenting your team. If you happen to have a cooking class, you can post your recipes. If you are selling certain types of products, you can post those with a link. There are many different options. As long as they do not expire, they are perfect for stories. Additionally, you can customize the cover of your story highlights so that they catch the eye of users when they arrive to your profile. Another tip too is to make sure you check your stories periodically so that you can always keep them fresh and updated. Tip number 5 is going to be automate your stories. You can save so much time and energy by scheduling your stories with a tool like Metrical. Although Instagram doesn't allow you to schedule stories with a sticker, you can still automate them so that you have content scheduled out to go up on your stories. Here are a few tricks. You can actually replace the link sticker with a GIF that points to your profile picture, indicating that they can go to your profile, or you can direct users to the link in your bio. By doing this, you're not only able to leave your program story, but you're also generating more visits to your profile, which the Instagram algorithm will of course love. As you can see, succeeding with your Instagram stories can be a piece of cake. But if you are itching to learn more, I'm going to leave here a masterclass I did with my coworker Aniston, where we talk about different tips that you can do to improve your story strategy. And now you know, Metrocooler, drop a like if you enjoyed the video or leave a comment if you have any questions, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.